All right, that was number 5, Get to You. And for the next track, we have The Breakdown.
Watch the breakdown.
All right, that track is number 6, Trying to Be.
Yes,
This
sir.
is a fantastic song.
Trying to be all that I can be for you. When you're not with me, it's hard because it's lonely.
Start off. It's gonna sound hilarious. The background voices reminds me of a song that Drake would be rapping on, like the samples in the back or the little sound. It's not samples. I think it's a voice, like his voice, but it kind of reminded me of that a little bit, where Drake would be rapping on that kind of beat. In this song, to me, it seems like he's talking about trying to be faithful to this one girl, but when it's all said and done, temptation keeps calling him, and these girls are all over him. That's literally you know what I mean. To me, that's literally what he's saying. So,
Yeah.
and he says it right here, where it says, "They want me more than ever now, and I'm scared that I want them too."
They want me more than ever now, and I'm scared that I want them to.
Yeah. And I think I'm right there with you. Pretty much the song sounds like you said, he's trying to commit to one girl, but he's tempted like hell. He's really tempted, and he's kind of feeling like, I'm scared that I might just be down with the shits.
Yeah. Facts.
So like he's saying, like, he hasn't done nothing wrong yet, and he emphasizes how tempting it truly is.
Yeah.
Haven't done nothing wrong yet. He should have just said, like, I ain't do nothing wrong. But saying yet, like, he knows it's bound to happen. Like, that's how much temptation he's going through.
Drifting us apart. I ain't did nothing wrong yet. I'm tempted when you're gone, cause I don't do a lot long.
And he's trying to stay faithful to this girl as much as he can. But again, with the fame, the money, the notoriety, comes, other sins, other problems.
Yep.
More money, more problems, right? Yep. So he says that I'm all in, but I'm just a man with flaws when the song ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then continues. He says, my options come calling. Should stop it. I'm trying.
I'm all in, but I'm just a man with flaws when the song and my options come calling.
Yeah,
right. He's trying to stop them from listening to the little devil on his shoulder, whatever you want to call temptation, right? He's trying to stop these people, these women, or listening to the women. Obviously texting him, hitting him up. He's trying to be faithful, but it's hard. It's hard. It's already hard for a man of regular stature to stay faithful to a woman as it is, especially in this climate, in this world now. But then you add on the fact that you have literally millions or thousands, millions of women at your feet. You know what I mean? Literally just wanting to be with you because you're that guy, and that's it. So.
Yep. And I love how he even emphasizes, like, he says he's in love. He tells them that he's in love with someone, but they're okay with being number two.
Number two.
Yeah. So
it's like, wait, what?
It's like, come on, like, how can I continue to turn people down when, like, my excuses for not being with them don't work? Yeah.
Again, attributing to the fact that, again, he's trying his best, and he's saying all the right things to them, and they're still with, like you said, with the shits. You know what I mean? They're still like, nah, like, I still want to be with you.
Yeah, I like how in the second verse he goes and he's saying, like, he doesn't want to cheat on her, but being away from each other kind of makes it tough. So I like the play with the poor connection.
I was yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he goes, loving through our phone with poor connection. So, like, they're not connecting right now, with the distance between them, but they also might actually have bad connection, because they're talking through the phone. So they might actually just have poor connection.
Right.
So, like, I really like that.
That's a bar. That's literally that's a double entendre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's saying, like you said, it's the distance, but it's also the fact that he's on the road. He's doing
Yeah.
all this other stuff. You're bound to have bad reception as it is there too. So,
Yeah.
and it just
Um,
correlates to the relationship.
for sure. And I also really like how he asked, if I share my love, will I regret it? So that was the first part. So he's saying like, if I cheat on her, will I regret this?
Yeah.
Like will I regret it? And then he goes on to say if you never know, it's still a question.
Loving through a phone with poor connection. If I share my love, would I regret it? If you never know, it's still a question. Don't
So
go too
like
far
even if
for
I
too
cheat on her and she
long,
never
too
finds out,
long.
will I still regret this? He's
Yeah.
still like within himself, so the first portion is like, will I regret it? Like she could find out and I can end up losing her, right?
Sure.
But the second part is like it can eat me up inside.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like I really like how he says, if I share my love, will I regret it? If you never know, it's still a question.
Hmm.
So I really like that that
That's
he's
just,
having that conversation with himself.
it's just a smart way of writing. Again, damned if I don't, damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's great.
Um and he's telling her now that like it's getting even harder. Like more people know who he is now. Like he says like now that more people know my name, and it just makes it so much harder, but he still wants to be all in with this girl.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, this song has one of the best little snares in the back. That little
Yeah,
like it's great. I love that um trying to be all that I can be for you. Like that part right there.
just the pause, like the
Yeah.
pause in between it, and then the drums kick in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Hmm.
like I love that portion of the album because we don't get that too much.
Right,
Like we
right.
don't we get a lot of melodies and different things like that, but we don't get too many drums in there.
Sure.
So I really do like that portion of
Right,
this song and
right,
nice little break in the album.
right. And I
Um,
think to that point too, I think that was obviously done on purpose because this album was so personal to him. Um, the fact that I feel like he wanted us to pay attention more to the lyrics and to what he was actually saying, because these are stories that actually happened or he has went through in a sense. So yeah, I think that was done by design. Where again, you don't hear too many drums, you don't hear too much like especially trap sounds or 808s or bass line, heavy bass line. You don't hear too much of it. You get very subtle, like in this song. You get them very subtly. So yeah,
yeah. I gave this song a 10. It was one of my favorites on the album.
nice.
Um, it I think it could stand on its own. It
Yeah,
I'm surprised it hasn't stood on its own yet. I mean, the album's
right.
still relatively new. It has been
Yeah,
out
it
for
came
about
out
2 months,
yeah since
but
June, right?
yeah.
Right.
But it's still something that, I mean, he again, debut album, right? So he's not like this very huge artist at the moment.
Right.
Um, he's still working up to that. If this
Yeah.
was a bigger artist, like this song would stand on its own already as a second single for sure.
Right. I actually agree with you too. I mean, there's the two singles that did come out. Um, I feel like there's other songs on this album that could have been or stood up to those in terms of singles, like this one, right? Where
Yeah,
I felt like they would have been better singles in my opinion. Not that Lie Again and For Tonight it aren't great ones,
yeah,
but I really thought like there was a couple of other ones that, like you said, if he was a bigger artist and he had more of a push, these songs like this one would have been a single as well. So
yeah. And
yeah,
I think the main thing that will keep it held back is the fact that if you don't listen to the first 5 songs, you don't really know why he's feeling this way.
right,
Like
right,
what do you mean like you're scared of cheating on this girl? And if you
yeah,
don't listen to the first 5, it's like, well, he had a relationship where he was with a girl who wanted to be friends. He had another one where, you know, he ended up wanting to be friends, but he still wanted the, you know, the sexual experience with her. And like he just, you know, he gives you these things. And he had another one where he fell in love with a fan, you know, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
these different things. And it's like, okay, now I see why he's finally trying to be all in with a girl,
Mm-hmm.
but he's really tempted because
Mm-hmm.
he fell in love with a friend, he fell in love with a fan, and it's like, you know, he doesn't even trust himself to be in these relationships.
Pisces problems.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But yeah, what did you give it?
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
9? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not bad. All right. That was the breakdown.
Watch the breakdown.
Don't go too far for too long, I'm too on. Don't go too far for too long, I'll move on. Now they know my name, I see you calling. Don't see you often, it's hard, but I'm trying to be